Maturing as a home gym owner is realizing that bigger isn't always better, and that space is your greatest commodity. That's why I'm going to be modifying my power cage to make it much more space sufficient. This will require chopping it in half, but not like that. The long way. Okay, in all seriousness, for this mod, I want to leverage the existing pieces and mostly shift everything toward the wall so I can mount it there for stability, and then cut off any excess that's overhanging. To do that, we have to first take everything off, so this is a good time to explain my motivation some more. For starters, the setup you see here, everything including the weights, all of it, is about 2K total. The cage itself was only $200 new, and another $100 for the lat pull down. That's why I don't feel so bad about chopping it up. Over the last few years of working out in this garage 4 to 5 times a week, I've come to realize that I can do everything I need to out in front of the cage. There's really no need to step inside for any exercises when you have safety spotter arms. Besides, I can't even incline my bench to press on the inside because the lat pull down is in the way. And speaking of, I also can't comfortably use the wide bar attachment for the pull down given how narrow the cage is and the limited travel I have on the line. But the biggest driver is space. The cage comes out so far that it's limiting what I can do in the garage for my DIY projects and general house maintenance work. I've also tried moving it around, and this is by far the best position. This will also serve as a test for me. I plan on building a shed in the summer to act as my gym. I'll finally get the equipment out of here and have space for a proper workshop. My goal is to buy a wall-mounted folding rack system for the new gym. I have my eye on a few models, but I wanted to prove to myself that I would be happy with a 2-post or 2-upright system. All in all, this mod will be a win-win. I will immediately get more space in my garage, and I'll figure out if I'm right about the narrow cage, or I guess just a rack, setup being perfectly suitable for my needs. What you're seeing me struggle with is shifting the front uprights back along with the feet and the uppers without moving the back cross members or the lat pull down. I'm being pretty lazy, not wanting to disassemble any more of it than I need to, and I guess over time some parts have slightly warped and are just causing a lot of friction. After quite literally wrestling with it for a bit, I managed to slide it into position. I got the bottom feet as far back as they can go, while allowing room for the plates to load onto the lat pull down. You can see where I marked on the floor where the rack used to be, so already an improvement, but we can do even better. The next step is to further extend the top members back so they can be tied into the wall. This will also force the front uprights even closer to the back ones. Before I can do that, I need to lock in any new joint positions as I go. Once they're in their final spot, I don't want them to shift on me. I need to drill new holes, but I can use the same hardware, which is great. This step bit made quick work of this. Now I can loosen and move the front uprights. It's important for me that I preserve the functionality of the cage's pull-up bar because, well, I like doing pull-ups, but also because it doubles as my mounting point for my gymnastic rings when I'm using them indoors. Luckily for me, the bar has just enough clearance that I can slide it right over the lat pull down and not interfere with the cable. It was here that I started to really get excited about this project as I had cleared all of my concerns going in. And these uprights moved into position so much more smoothly. Now, you have a ton of mounting options to choose from. You can use simple L brackets, that'd be your cheapest option. You can also find online the exact size brackets for your post. Mine is 2x2, but I found the open adjustable brackets for much cheaper on Amazon than the fixed 2x or even 3x options. My final decision was to determine just how close I wanted to bring the uprights together. I decided to keep all 4 even though I only need 2 for my functional setup, but the back 2 were relegated to storage anyway, so I thought why waste that opportunity. The other thing, and the reason I'm excited to get out of the garage, I need to shim one side due to the slope put into garages by design. It's important to get that done before I secure the brackets to the wall, as you won't be able to level it afterwards. I mean, not without undoing the bracket. A little tricky. Before I lock this down, to get this width, that part's not locked. So I'm going to set this bar, this upright, level, lock it in there. There's some adjustability in where I put those brackets since they're open. So I'm gonna lock this one first, then I can get this measurement and transfer it down there, then lock that one in. So it's 1, 2, 3, and we're more or less done. Now it's time for the moment you've all been waiting for: actual chopping of the cage. I set an arbitrary distance for the feet to jut out. It doesn't need to be long since it's plenty wide as is and will be fastened to the wall. Remember, safety third, folks. I've managed to push the cage back about 22 inches from its original spot, so almost 2 feet of clearance gained. It's time to secure the entire thing to the wall now that I'm done modifying and moving it. But first I need to widen the mounting holes just a tad for my Tapcon screws to clear. I'm only adding one of these to each arm for now, but I will be going back to add the other 2 parts later. I'm also using self-tapping metal screws to lock the cage to the brackets. 3 of these will be plenty strong for each one. The goal is to prevent it from tipping forwards. I'm storing my weights on this, which is doing most of the work, so this is plenty strong and locks everything in for stability. Before, I did have some rattling when the cage was freestanding. Now there's no movement at all, a huge improvement all around. I am very happy with how this turned out and am kind of kicking myself for not doing this sooner. I have opened up so much usable space. I kid you not, when I walked into the garage the very next day, I was actually surprised because I was so used to what the room felt like prior to this mod that this time it just felt so open and spacious. And silly me put on the multi-grip pull-up bar backwards, but I rotated it the next day. Anyway, does this mean you should chop up or modify your cage? Maybe, maybe not. I hope at least this gives you a reason to consider a narrower setup for your gym if you're debating what to buy. Let me know in the comments what you think and if you've modified your cages in any DIY way.